What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Affairs of the Heart podcast live. I'm your boy DQ, D Weezy, and SoDebNair just made it in time. SoDebNair just made it in time, and we are excited. You know what time it is. It's Thursday. It's Thursday night, and it is our time to have our conversations. Get yourself a cocktail. My drink is brought to you and sponsored by Crown Peach. As we talk, there we go. As we talk about love, sex, relationships from a Black gay male perspective, you can find us at theaffairsoftheheartpodcast.com. We have a podcast that we record during the week, and then also we go live every Thursday, 8 o'clock on YouTube and on Facebook. So, SoDebNair, we got some guests. You want to tell us who is in the building?
We have Easy Said, Easy Done back with us.
Easy Said and Easy Done is here.
What's going on, everybody?
What's up, Easy?
Not much.
And then we have, go ahead. You're ready. Okay. Then we have another guest.
I was like, what?
We have another guest, Mr. Gary Lavard.
Mr. Gary Lavard is here. What's going on, Gary?
Huh?
How are you?
I'm doing well, man. There's an echo on your guys' voice.
Can y'all hear us okay? Y'all, we're good, and everybody else?
I'm good on my end.
Are you on your phone, Gary?
There's like a delay going on
Are you on your phone?
on my computer.
I'm not 100% sure. Not 100% sure. But you're connected to your.
Yeah, let me try to go in on my phone. Actually, maybe that's better.
Okay, we'll bring you back in when you get settled. All right. So I didn't mean to do it so abruptly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. But what's up, everybody? Job is here. Job said he can hear y'all. That's what he said.
Okay.
Of course, Job is here.
Of course, Job is here.
Oh God. Hey, see.
She says she here too. What's going on? All right, so we're gonna try to get Gary back in the room. I didn't mean to cut him off. I promise I didn't. I promise I didn't mean to. I promise. Let's see if we can get him back in. All right, is that better, Gary?
That's better. It was my computer.
Okay.
It wasn't y'all. It was me.
Okay.
Do
me a favor. Are you holding your phone or your device? Okay. Can you
this way?
Yeah, turn it. There you go.
There we go. All right.
All right. So we, just a little technical difficulties, but we got it together because we're all really dope in real life. But welcome to the Affairs of Heart podcast, where we have conversations about sex and relationships from a Black gay male perspective, and just talk about what's going on. So this week's podcast was a little bit of I think we're gonna start calling them like Aaron's teachable moments. I don't know. We're gonna try to call your stuff, Aaron.
I will come up with something.
All right. So you want to get started? We're gonna start with the relationship topics, and it'll scroll at the bottom. There we go. All right. So we're on a relationship topics. If you got comments, first and foremost, let me say that real quick before you go, Aaron. If you've got comments, read the description. There is a link that you have to click in the description to allow Facebook specifically to allow you to post. So you have to click that link and give Facebook permission for you to post on the stream. And we want you to post. We want you to comment. We want to hear your thoughts on everything that we're talking about tonight. So, all right, Aaron, take it away. It's you for relationship topics.
Oh my God, I really don't want to redo this.
Yes,
I'm
you do.
already nervous.
Yes, you do. Why you nervous?
Yeah.
Okay. So if people that are, watching or whatever, a lot of times, well, the podcast is basically, us going through our dating life or whatever. And so a couple of weeks ago, I started talking about me dating someone, and it abruptly ended for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And I really don't want to tell the whole story on here, but basically, I got to a situation where some of my friends, I was showing my friends a picture of the guy, and everybody.
I'm sorry, Scarlett is going off in the comments already, and she talk about punk ass
cheating assholes.
That's what I thought. Oh God. But no, so I was showing this guy's picture to my friends, and their mouth drops because apparently this guy had been kissing one of my friends at the club on Friday.
Oh.
So he lied to me a few times about it for a few days, and then I guess he asked one of his friends about it because he was too drunk to remember it. And he ended up confessing it, but I ended the relationship because of this. So that's the story in short term.
Eric, we've got your comments, so you good. You good, Eric. You're on.
Okay.
Let's not leave out some specifics, Aaron. Let's talk about the fact that yes, he was caught kissing in the club, but you have it on videotape. Somebody actually had happened to be like scanning the club. You know how people in the club and they got the camera going like I'm in the club, and somebody caught it on videotape and sent it to Aaron.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, you can't really write video evidence.
Yeah, so I mean, most of the conversation that we were having was just lessons that I learned for me during this process, because the first thing is normally if stuff like this is going on, like I'm already on 10, I'm ready to destroy everything, but I really took my time with this because I really am trying to figure out the dating thing because it is difficult for me to date. I really don't get the process of what that looks like. But I waited, I asked questions. I didn't blow up. I didn't assume. I got evidence, what I needed. And then, I acted accordingly. And I feel like I did a really good job,
Well, what was acting accordingly? What does that mean?
I'll wait for more details to come in.
Okay.
I just didn't get out of pocket with it. Like, because normally that's just what I would do. I would be like, cussing, fussing, going through it. But I just handled it in a more mature way this time, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
And now I'm single.
Single as fuck, right?
That's
Is that what they're saying? Yeah. Are you ready to? Oh,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
No, because he has on the shirt with "single as fuck," so meaning that you're making the announcement, so you're putting yourself back out there again. Are you ready for that?
Because it didn't last that long, so it wasn't like I was really like
no feelings or anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got a couple of comments we want to throw out there. Scarlett is lit. Number one.
Scarlett is very lit.
She is lit. She's very lit already, and I'm here for it. Daniel says someone who gets so drunk in public that they don't remember straight up being publicly intimate with someone, that's a red flag on principle, but hindsight 2020, etc. I completely agree with you, Daniel. I've never subscribed personally to when people say, "Oh, what did I do last night? I don't remember." Now I understand that there are blackout moments, but I don't subscribe to people that completely say they don't remember anything that happens, because you have to know where you were and what you were doing. I don't. Now, Aaron, what are your thoughts?
I think I've had some drunk moments where I forgot some things. But I don't think it's been nothing where like I physically have touched or kissed somebody or something like that. Even after, like maybe the next day it'll come back to me, but not to the point like I just don't remember nothing and never comes back to me. So.
Right. You at least know where you were and seemingly what you were doing. You might have some like blurry moments, but I don't think that you would actually completely forget, what you were doing. Eric said, were you talking or actually committed? Because that's a valid question.
Yeah, we actually were in a committed relationship. We had kind of just did that. What was that, like 2 weeks ago? I think. You asking me?
Oh
no. I think.
Were you really committed? Because I think it was 2 weeks ago that happened. It may have been 3.
I'm about to say, this isn't adding up right.
I was trying to remember what the day was that he moved in. I think it was like 2 weeks ago though.
Question though, what about the friend?
So the friend didn't know we were dating.
So the friend didn't know anything.
Yeah, social media didn't really know that. Unless you listen to the podcast, you never really knew that.
Okay, got you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was just thinking, like, I mean, if the friend need to get checked too.
Okay.
But I think, you know, in the case of the situation where Aaron said he had hung out with this friend, they were in from out of town, they didn't know, you know, anything. He was sharing news, oh, I'm dating somebody. Oh, we want to see, and they show you a picture, and then your friends go, you know, when there's that side eye or that, you know, that let's change the subject real quick, then you know,
Right.
okay, something ain't right.
True.
Stop posting Secret's comments.
You said stop posting her comments?
Stop posting her comments.
Okay. All right. Secret, I'm sorry. You lit to me, but I'll just read them. Eric, how long were you dating?
I think we were dating for like 2 months, I think.
2 months. You think? I got you.
Was he older or younger?
Younger. That was the thing too. We had talked about was he was like 11 years younger than. This is the first time I dated someone younger than me too.
Yeah, which I don't think that's a, because I feel like me. I listened to the podcast, so I feel like me. I was young and I was mature, so I always dated a little older, and older guys always said, "Oh, you're a lot more mature than your age." So I don't think it's an age thing. Well, it is. It's an age maturity thing, but at the same time, if someone is 10 years younger than me, you know, I'll still pursue it or see what's there, because you never know. Like, people are sometimes a little bit more mature or have old souls and may, you know. So I wouldn't say it's a, you know, an age thing. But
and that's what I said. I said that on the podcast.
Yeah.
Like, normally when I'm dating, the guys that I date are like older than me as well. So I guess that's why.
That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know you had talked about that once before. How you dated, you know, you typically date older.
Yeah.
But I definitely agree with Gary, because I got that a lot when I was coming up. A lot of people that felt like I was older. I was a little more mature, and you know.
Joe says, I don't believe in the drunk blackout shit. You know exactly what you were doing. Those are excuses to me. I have to say that I agree with Job. I mean, I'm not. Yeah. I agree with Job personally. Yeah. Eric says that's not long enough to be in a serious, committed relationship, to be honest.
I mean, we kind of talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I kind of agree, but I think for me, it's been like that. My last relationship, we got together after like 2 or 3 days. But we were together for 10 years, so that was just for me. When this situation happened, it is kind of giving me those vibes. So I thought things would be a little bit different, I guess.
Yeah. Dominique says, yeah. I think we talked about it on the podcast where, you know, to kind of sum up why this seems fast. That is all Aaron has known. You know, in terms of his first relationship went kind of the same way, and that is his relationship experience.
Right.
So, you know, if you're going to continuously kind of go with what you know, because you don't know anything else. So there's no, you know, you live and you learn. That's kind of where you go from it. Dominic says, you're better than me. All we can do is fuck. Nope, not dating babies. It's getting to know the person. Scarlett says she's not going to comment anymore. She's just going to listen. All right, give me a man that's exactly my age. I'd be in heaven. Dominique says, "Oh shit, they're reading comments out." Like, yes, we are. This is what we do on the show. So if you say something that you don't want to be said, exactly. Hey, Mark, what's going on? So, any other thoughts on Aaron's situation? Let's go easy. Easy, what you got?
No, I think he handled it well. It's something that I would have done if I was in. I mean, 2 months. I mean, 2 months isn't long enough to like really overreact about something. Like, you know, it ain't like y'all got bills in each other's names. Like this is really like a good split.
Yeah, there's no joint accounts. You're not really anything.
Just, you know, we just unfollowed each other and keep it moving.
Right. Yeah. And check out my losses. Gary, what are your final thoughts on it?
Same thing. Like, I don't think it was long enough for you to really be, you know, sulking about it, but it was definitely a lesson learned. And I say, don't lose hope. I say, keep going. Don't let a crab and a bad apple stop you from dating future, you know, in the future, which you're not, because you got the sign up. So,
but, you know, ready.
Yeah, I say you handled it well. You handled it mature, and as long as you're doing that, you're fine. Like, don't let them pull you out of character. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Final thoughts.
And like I said on the podcast, friend, I am extremely proud of you because this was a learning experience for you, but you've matured in your dating process. You didn't allow the situation to take you out of character, and you handled it with grace. You handled it with maturity, and you handled it with responsibility. And even so much so to make sure that he was even well taken care of after, or at least being concerned about his well-being. That's very mature, even after the situation, even after someone has done you seemingly wrong, you still are the bigger person. You're like, you know what? I'm just gonna, chalk it up to a lost experience, but I'm not gonna allow that to halt my dating life and my dating experience. So kudos to you, friend. I'm proud of you. Very proud of you for your growth. Let's take a few more comments and then we'll move to the next topic. Eric said the most relationships, that's why they don't last. Scarlett says it's okay. She loves you. Love will come friends. She's being nice. She had a lot to say. She had a whole lot to say. I personally don't say we're committed until after at least a year.
I would never do that. I'm a year.
That's a little bit like, I feel, isn't it, now I'm new to this, but isn't it like a conversation that you should be had between you two, like, hey, we're going to do this moving forward?
It should be. Okay. In most cases, it should be, let's communicate how we're going to move forward.
Yeah.
Does it always happen that way? Absolutely not. Every case is different. Every case is subjective. However, I think as men of a certain age, we should be able to communicate and say, hey, this is what this is what our plans are. This is what we want to do. Can we move forward? I'm feeling you. I'm spending all of my time with you. I don't really want to see anybody else. I'm really enjoying what we have. Can we move forward? It's as simple as that, to have the conversation.
And I think this, for me, like, it's really hard for me to do the dating multiple people thing, because I've tried that, and I guess, like, when it came down to picking one, I felt bad that I had to let other people down or hurt people's feelings, and, like, I'm just not a heartless person, so that really bothered me. So I've been like, if I'm starting to talk to someone, I'm kind of just strictly talking to that one person.
Now, Dominic raises a great question that I want to pose to the group. Okay, since we're dating babies, do we give them more slack when they fuck up? They got to learn like we did. So does that mean you give them slack or no? Like, would you take him back in the case of the situation if he was upfront and honest about it, or would you just cut your losses?
I mean, honestly, I probably wouldn't have been mad when I actually told you the truth. And I'm just having a hard time buying the I don't remember because I was drunk thing. And even because I asked you for a few days, it wasn't like, the person I asked you, I was done. I asked you for a few days. And then when you told me that you had to ask a friend, I'm like, well, then what else do you need to ask a friend? Because if you know this, what else don't you want to do when you're going out all the time?
Yeah, because I'm quite sure this is not your first offense. I just don't know about the other ones.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I think at any age, young or old, I feel like, me personally, if they can't take accountability, then that just shows a sign that we can't be in a relationship. And you could be 20, you could be 30, you could be 45, because there's 45, 50-year-olds out here that can't take accountability either. So I think it's the same across the board for all ages. All of them can get, so yeah.
We need sound effects. I need like a bam, 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 or some kind of something, because he just said a mouthful. It's 50-year-olds that are walking around here that still don't know what commitment is and how to maintain commitment and communication. Like, how are you? And no disrespect to anybody of a certain age, but how are you 50 years old and you don't know how to effectively communicate with the person that you're interested in? That means something. Daniel said committed implies a mutual agreement explicitly shared. Exactly.
Yeah.
I want to say this too about the age thing. Like, to me, just being out there or whatever, to me it's very hard, because it's like the younger ones, you got to kind of give them some time, but the older ones are kind of stuck in their ways. So it's like in that middle part, it's just like nothing is right to me.
Yeah.
That's a fair comment. I mean, you get the older ones, they stuck in their ways. You get the younger ones, they still trying to find their way.
Yeah.
So how, where do you fall?
I'm like, maybe in the middle, let's make a way together. Like, if you just
let's not forget about the older ones who are living a young life.
Well, yeah.
Who what you say on the podcast, Aaron, who are on tour from Tuesday to Sunday. And by tour, that means you at every club, every time they open, every function, every situation. You don't have to be. Q says you shouldn't move in with anyone until you've gotten to know them at least a year, and especially someone not working. Ooh.
Oh, he didn't have a job?
Oh,
sorry.
We're not going to disparage anybody.
Okay. You never said that on here.
Okay.
Yeah, he never said that. I think that just kind of has rolled in the comments. Nobody said that.
Oh, okay.
But we're not going to disparage anybody. Brandon, what's up, Brandon? Have there been moments in your lives where it's hard for you to be honest about something up front, and it took you a moment to process because you weren't able to articulate the truth? That's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great question. Have there been moments in your lives when it is hard for you to be honest about something up front, and it took you a moment to process before you were able to articulate the truth? Let's go to Aaron.
For me, yes. And that's why when I was asking him these questions, I gave him time. I gave him days to tell me the truth. So because I do know sometimes it is scary to tell the person that you're dating, especially when it's like that, because it is like, well, jeopardize losing the relationship. Granted, you weren't thinking this when you were doing it, but now you're not drinking and you're back in your stable mind. So now you are thinking, I may lose my relationship over something stupid.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Gary, what you got?
Yeah, I have. That's happened to me in the past. I've actually struggled with that in the past. Like, and I'm a fairly honest person, but there have been times where having difficult conversations with people has been challenging. And so I would kind of try to figure things out before I come with my approach, So yeah, it's happened. I think it's an honest thing that happened in life, but again, it's just about the way you handle it.
Yeah, Easy, what you got?
I've always been pretty upfront when it comes down to like dating and relationships and everything. But I will have to say the one that kind of comes to mind in reference to the question that is being asked, I think my situation with my father, trying to work through the hurt that I have for him or that he's caused me.
Mm-hmm.
I think not realizing that earlier on in life caused me to hurt a lot of people. As far as like just if something goes wrong, I immediately cut it off, shut down. I was quick to really attack with words back then. Family, friends, enemies. Like if it didn't go my way, I was just quick to really hurt somebody. And my sister had to knock me upside the head a few times just to let me know, like you got to deal with it first, because that's where it's all stemming from. And after dealing with it and being able to really talk about my feelings and how, growing up under his roof was really affecting me, I'm a whole new person now.
Yeah. I can agree. Brandon, I have been a liar because whether I wanted to spare the person's feelings or because I just wanted to omit the truth. Because I felt like I was going to have to reap the consequences of whatever I was, I needed to tell the truth about. And as I've gotten older, I have decided that I'm just going to start telling the truth. And whether the chips will fall wherever they may, whether it is in a positive light or in a negative light for me or them, you know what I mean? I can't begin to spare people's feelings and then hold it in, because then I'm carrying it. I'm bearing the weight of not sharing that information, and then how that's beginning to show up in my everyday life in some form or fashion. So I just choose to tell the truth up front, because number one, I can't remember the lie I told. Because if you ask me again next month, I'm probably going to tell you the truth, and you'll be like, "But you said this last month," and I'll be like, "Well, listen, I lied.
Right?
I don't even know." You know what I mean? So instead of trying to keep up with a lie being told, I just end up telling the truth because I'm too old to try to figure it out and try to keep up with the charades of what's going on as far as lies are concerned. So at the end of the day, I think our consensus as a group is to just tell the truth the first time and articulate the best way you can. And regardless of how that makes you look or how that makes the person feel, at least you were honest. And that takes the weight off of you. Let's go to some other comments here in the sections. Job says, being single as fuck can sometimes be wonderful as fuck. I no longer have to deal with the bullshit unless I choose to. It's very true. It's very true. Energies are real. And dealing with the energy of people and what they bring to you, it's a real situation. So, sometimes you choose not to have to deal with it.
Right. I think that's where I'm at. That's actually a great comment because that's where I'm at. I haven't dated since 2018, and I've been loving being single and doing a lot of self-work and things like that. And you get to the point where you are in a good position where you're at peace with things and things like that. And you don't want to screw that up by bringing someone on, who can compromise like your peace and just your overall well-being. And I think a lot of times relationships can do that if it's not the right person.
Absolutely.
Any comments, guys?
I think I said on the podcast today, so I was like, I think I just want like a friends with benefits situation. And be cool.
Yeah. And that's listen, I think I said it on the podcast. Friends with benefits is a good deal. You don't have to deal, and honestly, you don't have to deal with the weight and the responsibility of a relationship. And you can get what you need to get. Now, what happens is that people don't communicate when they're friends with benefits. And if you end up falling for the person, then that's a whole nother conversation.
But that's never been my thing, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know how to separate those things, and I understand that everybody's not me, but for me, that's the thing for me. I don't know how to separate those situations.
Yeah.
Job says, I used to seek love from Negroes, but now I'm content with a good fuck until the person who is truly meant for me comes. We know, Joe.
We gather that.
We got it, friend. We good. But Dominique says that's where I am now. That's a great comment. I mean, honestly, as long as you can keep and don't have multiple friends with benefits, because then that becomes all messy and confusing as well. If you can keep it down to like a good maybe 2, 3, keep a small little team. You got it.
A team. So who's on your roster this month?
I mean, I had to trade some players, because they wasn't really playing.
They weren't acting right.
Their scores were low. I had to bump them out. I ran into a new one.
Oh man, so funny.
All right. What's Easy? What you got, Easy?
No, I be trying to figure out how people be getting into these situations. Like
friends with benefit situations?
Maybe because I'm so outspoken about what I'm not going to do and what I'm not going to tolerate through my social media. Maybe that's why it doesn't ever come to me. But yeah, I'll be wondering how these situations even come about. Like, how does a friends with benefit situation start?
Okay, let's take it there for a minute. I'm excited about this one. Okay. Gary, how have your friends with benefit situation started? If you had some, you have one now, you have them in the past. How has that happened? Give me an example.
Well, the latest, I blame COVID because we were in the house all the time, and I didn't really want to be around people too much. And there was this one particular friend, we were vibing out on FaceTimes every day, and then we finally got to the point where we were like, oh, come over. So it starts with that come over or that first, date or that first lunch or whatever, and then things just kind of go. So that's how my last one started. I could say it started out of boredom. I don't know. Now,
is there a talk that you two have? Like, did it just happen at one time, or is it like we're gonna make this a weekly thing? Like, what is?
So it wasn't necessarily a talk. It was more so we were together for an instance, and we were just kind of feeling it. It was like the moment of things. Okay. And after that first time, I was like, I like this. So we made it a regular thing until the feelings kind of came. I'm more like Aaron. I can separate feelings. Like, to me, you're still my friend. We're having fun. But then the feelings came in where, I like you, or I'm in love. And I wasn't there yet. So I'm just able to separate the two, but that's typically how they start. It starts with being in the moment of, and then it kind of goes from there. Especially if it's good, I think. If it's good, I mean, if anything is good, people will come back, you know? So that was my case.
Aaron, what you got?
I met myself.
I feel like Aaron wanted to say something and didn't say the first thought in his mind. That's what something is telling me.
I was just where if it's good, they want to come back. That's very true. No, I think I met my. Oddly, a lot of mine have been off of Twitter, and I think it's just
really.
Because, a lot of the posts that I make on Twitter are really off the wall. But a lot of them are kind of sexual in the window, so people inbox me and we kind of just talk or whatever. And I've met a few people off of Twitter that consistently we kind of do things together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Twitter. Okay. I guess when I did, what'd you say?
That's why I tell Joe you better get on there that OnlyFans page.
Listen, your untapped market. But Job says he has Monday through Friday friends with benefits team. That's again, Job. We know, we are aware. Dominic says I've been fucking maybe the same 3 people for about 5 to 6 years. I think 2 got a boyfriend, but I don't ask and I don't and don't judge me.
Okay.
See, this is where people. Never mind.
We can go there. Daniel says, "Man, I have thoughts, but I'm not trying to blow up the chat."
That's the
so
question.
you're not getting in the DMs. For me, you know what? It's interesting. I'm able to separate when you say separate feelings. I'm able to if we're friends, like genuine friends, and we hang out, and we might have that. We might smash one time or several times. To me, we're still friends. That doesn't negate the friendship. And I can be out with you in public or at your house or hanging out with the group of people and not be fazed by the fact that I just saw you naked last night. That's not, I don't have that issue. Well, I'm saying it's an issue. I don't want to call it an issue, but I don't have that qualm about, having friends with benefits. That's just what it is. And everybody doesn't need to know your business. That's the other thing. I think a lot of times when you have friends with benefits, they want to go tell their friend, girl, I saw, he got this going on. That's nobody else's business. If we friends with benefits, we are friends with benefits, not we and everybody else in our group.
Okay.
That's why I'm friends. That's why I don't friends with benefits with my actual friends though. They're specifically friends with benefits. I did that one time and it was so weird because one of my friends, we met because we were messing around with each other, but we're really good friends now. And I think during COVID, we had tried it. We tried it out again because it was nobody wants to be around other people, and we're around whatever. But he was so paranoid that we had to stop doing it. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, this was a perfect situation.
Micah says, "What's up?" Micah says, "Lately, I've been with one dude, and we've been exploring fantasies together, and it's been fun as fuck. Nobody else's business." Nobody else's business at all. Absolutely, Micah. Absolutely. Eric said, you have your regulars. I've been seeing this dude for 10 years, and he's actually married to a dude. Listen. That's your business. What you have to say, that's your business.
Yeah, whatever their situation is not your business.
But I just feel no.
Because a lot of people are in open relationships.
Yeah.
That is Dominique asked, had you ever jumped into a couple? Some people have, but that's your business.
I remember I was with a couple for a while, but then they broke up and it turned nasty. I had to stop that because then they were trying to fight over who we was going to still deal, which one was still dealing with me.
Andrew says there's a difference between fuck buddies and friends with benefits. Friends with benefits are friends first. The sex comes later. Otherwise, those are just fuck buddies. That's true. I
like to break down.
Now have you? Okay, so this is a great question. Oh, well, first of all, let me clarify. Eric wants to clarify that his husband is aware that they have a situation going on. So you don't judge him.
Oh, I'm not. Look, let me just shut my mouth.
Because Easy was like, no. You.
I just be thinking about the karma aspect. Like I wouldn't want to be sitting at home worried about where my man is at and he out there fucking with some friends. Like
a lot of them.
But I mean, if he knows and y'all got that all worked out, and then hey, go for it. That ain't my testimony.
I'm with you on that, man. Because if I found out, if I was in a relationship and found out like my guy was sleeping with someone else, like unknowingly, his ass would be trash. He'd be gone real quick. Because one thing for me in a relationship, loyalty is a big thing. And if you want to go out there and do your thing, like, let me know. Just be honest, and that's one of those moments where you have that difficult conversation with me because I'd rather you go ahead and do your thing and leave me out of it. You know what I mean? Because it's too much going on. It's too much going on. And STDs and all of that shit is real, and I'm not trying to get any of that. So yeah.
Not to mention, some people just legit crazy. Like
that's what scares me. And matter of fact, this is what I was going to say this too because I was watching our movie because we got on here. That's what scares me about breaking up with people too, because it's like you don't never know how crazy people are. And like I probably should start watching Fatal Attraction and stuff like that. Every time I break up with people, I'm like, this nigga outside. Like, I'm really cautious.
Like it's a whole wait to exhale moment. Get your shit, get your shit and get out.
Like there was a video that went viral not too long ago where the lady, matter of fact, this is in my hometown too. The lady ran over the dude as he was coming out the grocery store, and then she ran him over. Her bumper came off. Then she gets the bumper and she's beating him with the bumper as he's laid out there in the street.
Wow. No, there was a lady that was at my old apartment complex. And she had bought this man this motorcycle, and it was like around tax time, so they spend extra money. But she bought this man this motorcycle, and he done drove the motorcycle to go cheat on her with it. So she ran him and the motorcycle over multiple times in the parking lot.
I'm saying like you can't be messing with people's psyche
right.
Some people, no, go ahead, Gary.
No, I was gonna say you can because you never know what the person is going through, what they've been through. They may have been in this position like several times before, and this is like their breaking point. And you never know. You might be that breaking point, and it's the result of something, just from like past things. But you can't play with people like that because you just never know, especially this day and age.
I think that's where again communication comes into play. If you're having those thoughts where you feel like you want to step outside of the situation, then again, try not to. You don't want to hurt the person's feelings, but spare their feelings. Don't spare their feelings and be honest, because you never know. You might confront the person and be like, "Hey, I'm thinking about wanting to maybe have somebody else into the situation." Oh, and they be like, "Me too." You never know what you never know what the outcome is. It just requires you to be upfront and honest. It's when you're not honest is when people start acting crazy and their psyche gets all fucked up because they're thinking one thing. And you're doing something completely opposite. Job says, I've had sexual relations with my best friend until we realized that we both enjoy bottoming. Now we are best friends and we can get the dick together, Job.
Okay.
I need you to get your life together. I need you to get it together. Now y'all gonna be in videos like certain porn stars as best friends getting dick down together. That's fine. Breaking point. Yes. It just is. That's just what happens in cases of the situation. So any last thoughts on the topic, guys, before we move on to sex? Let's go. All right. Nobody else has got anything else to say. It's the sex topics. Damn. You singing, Aaron? Let's talk about no? Okay.
Aaron, all right. I ain't seen you in all this time. The least you can do is sing. Come on.
All right, our first sex topic for the night. What did one guy or girl do sexually that you still fantasize about and makes you want to go back for more? In your past sexual experiences, what is the one thing that one person did sexually that you still fantasize about and makes you want to go back for more? Let's go to Aaron.
Do we have the cricket sound effects? Because I didn't hear Aaron speak.
Right.
I just knew you wasn't going to start with me this time.
I'm just trying to throw it around. You want me to go first? I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll go first. I said on a podcast, I'm really big into like passion. And so like if you are legitimately enjoying what is happening and it's not contrived, like you are really moaning because you're actually enjoying it and you're actually like losing yourself within what's happening, I'm hitting a spot or something, then that is something that drives me and sends me over. Like I'm full in because you are really I'm feeding off of the energy that you're giving in terms of, so when I'm with somebody and they're very passionate about what's happening, that's it. That sends me over the top. Let's go to Easy.
Shit. I think there is one where he was just willing to take his time with me. And I think that had me going back like more and more. Like he was willing to take his time with me, like to try new things, to experiment with new things. Like he just made everything feel so comfortable where everything happened organically, and it just, like that, the whole setting of everything. Like if he was to ask me to like go do something outside, I'd go do something outside. I really would. Like,
so you be in the kitchen, butt naked making tacos afterwards because you just,
Yeah, like he just, it was a comfortability feeling that he just gave me. Like when I'm with him, he just made me feel super duper comfortable about being honest about what I wanted to do, and trying new things. Like he's got me to do things that I just swore I was never going to do. But like we have open communication. Like we actually talk. Like it's not just sex. Like we actually talk. We didn't have some situation where fall out the bed. You laugh about that shit. Like it made it enjoyable. So yeah.
Okay. I mean, you want to go into detail about some of the things you did that you wouldn't normally do, or?
I can't do that right now because like Gary's here and I'm trying to behave myself.
No, please don't mind me.
I'm supposed to be shooting my shot later. Damn.
I was trying to help. I was just trying to help you shoot your shot. Like you want to put it out there so Gary know what you're talking about. See, I didn't name no names. I just said, hey, you want to elaborate a little bit, friend? Maybe you would. Okay, all right.
Wayne, I gotta
Gary, what you got?
So I was up here debating how I want to approach the question. But no, I'm gonna just be honest. There was one instance that came to my mind immediately is this guy. But what it was I really liked the guy, and it makes a difference when you really like somebody. And so I was with this guy or whatever. We were like in Miami, and we had sex like on the patio. And for me, like that was amazing, just overlooking the city. And then also the building was all glass. So I thought people were looking at me, which made it even more, so I like little stuff like that. You know what I mean? The thought of getting caught, you know what I mean? Or so I think it was the moment, it was the environment in which we were in. And then he ate really good ass, and I love my ass eating. So that's what it was. That's what it was.
I'm gonna make up some.
Since we're being honest here. But yeah, so like I always remember that experience.
I'll be right back. I gotta get my charger real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. What are you about to go do? Aaron. He got to put his charger. He got to get his charger.
Okay.
I'll put something else out there. I had a date one time where this dude was an artist. He was a painter. And as we were talking, because he had cooked dinner, we had dinner, and as we were just having general conversation, he painted a picture, not of me, but of just generally things that we were talking about. I was talking about New Orleans, and I was talking about things that I loved, and he literally just sat there and did the art. And then after that, I was just like, let's do it right here in front of the paint, because this is a whole...
That is hot.
That's a hot situation.
I like how all of our like comments have been more emotional, sensual. Like it's a feeling, not necessarily like straight sex. It's a feeling that you have to be in.
Exactly.
Yeah. And everybody doesn't make you feel that way.
Exactly.
Unless you're not going to every person.
So I had to give you a sound effect.
Everybody doesn't make you feel that way, So when you do get it, you kind of like, this is good stuff. Now listen, Job, I wasn't gonna put this up here, but I'll put it up here because of you.
Wait, Job.
I'm gonna let y'all read Job's comments because Job is only here for the sex comments. Not to mention, Gary, you got a few shout outs. There's a couple people that got good tongue. Just so we're clear. What's up, Kes? That's my brother, man. I miss you, Keston. It's Keston has good tongue. Yeah. All right. So we'll leave that there.
Well, I'm in Los Angeles, so
it's still daylight outside.
It's still daylight.
Right.
Be
clear. Oh, Easy has people out there.
Yeah. I'm supposed to be in Atlanta this weekend though, so we shall see.
Easy, are you coming to Atlanta this weekend?
I mean, I can make an appearance.
Okay.
I can show a little face.
Okay. We'll talk offline. Let's go to the next comment. So, people still getting fucked in the car in their 30s, asking for a friend. Okay.
No, I haven't done that since I was like 21, 22.
Listen, I can't bend that way. You're not about to have my ass in the rearview mirror and, my foot in the side mirror and my face in the windshield in the front. Like, it's just not happening.
That's how it's supposed to be. No, I'm playing.
No, listen,
I'm like,
we're
so
30 years old. No, we're 30. I'm not putting it. It's not happening. It's not happening.
I think you need to open up a little bit more.
Oh, that's what he said.
I mean, and I'm not saying.
I mean, no. Listen, let me tell you something. Gary, how old are you?
34.
You're 34. Okay, easy. How old are you?
I'm the same age. I'll be 34 on October 25th.
Wait, okay,
so we are the.
Oh,
say it again.
Sorry.
Here we
go ahead. I was
no,
if he was a Libra.
You had a question.
I'm a Scorpio.
Okay.
And you like long walks on the beach.
Okay, and Chinese food, bitch.
Can y'all let Gary and I vibe? Gary and I are vibing right now. Can y'all let us vibe real quick?
Okay, we'll give it. I'll give you a few minutes here. Here you go. Shoot your shot. Shit, come on.
I'm just saying, what are you doing on the 25th?
I'm not sure. I will be here at home.
You'll be here. Well, you should come to DC.
Oh, I love DC. I used to live in DC.
I know.
I need to. Oh, you do?
Yes.
Next question. Are you having a party?
Yeah, I'm having a couple parties that weekend.
Okay. Let me see.
Fresh my drink since y'all want to have a home.
Oh, that's a Sunday.
I'll slide in your DMs after this is over with. How about that?
Okay, I'll be looking for the message.
Okay.
Can we get back to the show now? Are we back?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I just wanted to be clear, Just wanted to make sure I let y'all have y'all time, slide into the DMs. With some people still waiting on friend requests to be answered, but you can slide in the DMs and answer.
Did you send me a friend request?
No, I was talking about Easy.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So we gonna move on.
Okay.
Because I'm at like 5,000 already, and I saw it on there. I have to delete somebody and then add me. I
don't need an explanation.
Delete that old date off so you can add my friend here.
All right. So people getting fucked in their 30s in the car. You should have a home to go to. Why are we? Why?
But it's not about the home though. I mean, it's about being spontaneous. So I don't know.
I mean,
I had car sex during Mardi Gras. So I'm in my 30s.
No, bitch, that's when you're supposed to have car sex.
But I don't be like, hey, I don't hit people up on Jack like you want to fuck in a car. Like I don't do that.
Mm-hmm. Right. If it happens, it happens. Right.
Okay, so listen, Joe. A few weeks ago, I had my first session outside, and we got caught by the hotel security. I was so embarrassed, and I'm too classy for this. Yes, I know. And I said this on the podcast. I have a huge fear of going to jail. I'm not doing nothing outside because I'm not trying to get locked up for indecent exposure. It's not happening. How am I run with my pants down around my ankles? I can't. It's not. It's.
I think the problem with this question is like people actually plan to do this. Like I could see if we were like dating, or if it was just somebody I was just sticking it with, and it just got hot and it happened. But like it's just like I don't like the whole like the plan is to find somebody to fuck in the car or in the car. Like that's
You're talking about something planned.
Yeah,
I've never planned, you know what I mean? Like, I think again, it's just one of those things where you feel it and things happen. Mm-hmm. I think at this point in my life, I don't really plan to have sex. I don't say, oh, well, I'm going to go and have sex. Like, for me, if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. You know what I mean? I'm not like one of those guys that's like, this has to happen this way and do this way, because I feel like you put too much expectations and pressure on things, and it kind of like fuck up the whole situation. So
I just feel like your cameras was rolling somewhere for your OnlyFans page. Like,
Joe, you know what? Let me go check Job's OnlyFans to see if he actually recorded it, because that would be some shit. Keston said you should have a home or money for a hotel. I'm sorry. I agree with you, brother. I do. Yeah, I agree with you. Thomas said the drive-in movie is different when the seats fold down.
Okay,
now,
Thomas. Okay, now Thomas is.
You're right, babe.
Now.
You're right.
I only had one experience with that, and it didn't even go well. Like things didn't get kicked off. Like I'm 6 foot. He was like 6'4". It just wasn't working. Like I was 21. I just turned 21. And he had a Honda Accord. Like this, it wasn't.
Oh yeah.
A Honda Accord with over 6 foot tall people.
Okay.
He was in town. It was his best friend's car. He took the car out. But like it was just, I'm like, this
is on his OnlyFans page.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I can't.
See, that's why you got to do a little bit more stretches.
Listen, calisthenics and everything else.
Okay.
Joe said people should plan and prepare to have sex if you are bottom. Yes, you
agree.
Should do a tutorial, Job. Yes, you should. It is on my OnlyFans. Of course it is. Of course it is.
Now,
we know.
Now.
Okay, listen.
And what is this OnlyFans you speak of?
Go ahead and post the name, Job. You might as well. Keston, so does that mean you're always ready, Gary?
Of course.
Gary's always ready, Kes.
You ain't got to get ready.
All right.
Stay ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I step out of the house and I know I'm going to be around people, potentially to meet people, I'm always ready, because you never know. You never know how life works, and I'd rather be prepared than not.
Aaron says that all the time. I
agree.
We be trying to teach
and that is
y'all got me on here talking a lot.
Listen, and we're so glad to have you. We're so glad to have you. Let's go to the next topic. If you are sucking an eggplant, and you want him to stand up or sit down. If you're sucking the eggplant, do you want him standing up or sitting down? I'll go with the first comment. I prefer them to stand up, personally. I prefer them to stand up, just because. But you can't grab the back of my head. Don't try. I just got my hair done, and you can't grab these curls, because
that's black girl magic.
No,
you know
that's not happening.
We were talking about this on a podcast. I think I said sitting down, but I think it depends on the height of the person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think if you're tall enough, that's fine. But like if you're short, you can just sit your ass down.
Yeah.
Easy. What you got?
So what do you like, Gary?
In terms of this question?
Yeah.
Oh, either way. But you gotta. I'm 6'4", so I'm always taller than the other person. Always.
Okay.
So like for me, it doesn't matter. I can do. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me. Like you could be laying down and you could be standing up. I'm still gonna handle it.
Yeah. So it's Oh, are you? No, I don't have a OnlyFans, Eric.
Eric, okay, all right.
Are you ready?
I'm gonna do my job and just post comments and look at.
Okay.
Here is Job's OnlyFans page for everybody that is asking. That is Job's OnlyFans page. Jesus Christ! I'm giving you a minute to write that down.
Hold on, I'm going to the site right now. No, I'm playing.
Yes, pull out the laptop.
Okay, let me do a little check while we talking.
Right. Ken says a little both, but y'all don't hold my head. Don't hold my right, brother. Don't hold my head. Don't hold my head.
Next one.
I don't mind the head holding.
I don't really mind that either.
Stand up in my bed. Oh, okay. Stand up in your bed. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
You don't want me to stand up in your bed. I'll be gonna hit the ceiling fan.
I'm about to
listen. Chopping up everything. I hate sucking dick though, but maybe that's why I'm single. Well, Dominique, listen, at least you had your answer for yourself.
I think
all right.
You know, I've said that on the podcast. I really don't, but I think it's growing on me though.
You think it's what?
It's growing on me. Like I really hate sucking dick a lot, but I think I'm starting to appreciate it a little bit more.
Aaron, this one's for you.
I don't know how to go from there.
Okay, me.
Twitter.
I didn't know. I didn't know what to say.
Because I mean, we talk about this all the time. I just don't enjoy it because I've had really bad experiences with it.
And there's an art to it too. Like you just don't. You know what, Aaron? I forgot to get the cucumber. I was going to bring a cucumber since we were having this conversation, and we were really going to talk about the ways and such and how to do. But that's no. All right, so we're going to go to the next question. Next Thursday on Affairs of the Heart, we are going to talk about how to douche properly and how to use a cucumber. All right. Is this the last one? This is the last text question. When eating a peach, do you want them doggy style, on their back, or sitting on your face? I'll give you a minute to think about it.
I'll say mine.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'll try to see what the options were again. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be doggy style for me because one, I'm not gonna hold my legs up that long, and then two, sitting on your face, I just feel like I'm suffocating you. So,
what were the choices again?
Doggy style, on the back, or sitting on your face.
Okay. Is it my go?
Sure, Gary. What do you prefer?
I prefer they're on their back because I like holding the legs up.
Like holding the legs up. Now we talked about this on a podcast where if you are the bottom and you have not properly stretched, it is hell trying to hold your thighs over above your head. So you got to be able to. We know you ain't got that from me. Okay, like, trying to just throw that out there. Thank you. We appreciate it. I just want to make it clear, just in case anybody wasn't sure.
Easy to get to the topic at hand.
If y'all talking about doing that, that's for skinny bitches. And Monique said that y'all evil.
Look, there are some big girls that can put their legs behind their heads.
Yeah.
I'm gonna suffocate. And I ain't I'm gonna suffocate. I can't do it.
They should be holding on to something.
Just turn me around.
Brandon, send me, yes, please Instacart me a cucumber. I appreciate it. Kessa says, give me all of the above for 1,000 Alex. Dominique says, baby, he said that stretch. Yeah.
You have to.
Listen, Job says, I love to eat it missionary for easy access to the dick and the balls. Now, I said this during the podcast because we were really trying to think about it from a logistical standpoint. If your doggy that means that's the easiest access to be able to get to what you got to get to and get your tongue in there and do what you got to do. However, the back of your neck starts to hurt after a while if you trying to really get in there and do what you got to do. Missionary, same thing. If you're holding the legs back, you got a ball in your eye, and you trying to get to where you're trying to get to. It's not a comfortable situation.
Like a give or take situation, shouldn't he be holding it back?
Should. Yeah. But it's a lot to hold. You got legs you gotta hold, you got balls you gotta hold. It's not a
That's why you gotta.
It's not a comfortable situation.
Your tongue got to do some of the work.
I think
the
people's holes are in different places. So
that too. Some are closer to the ball, some are not.
Talk about that, and that may be why it's so comfortable for me because mine's is not close to my balls and shit.
So where is it?
It's farther back. Like it's not. First of all, I have a lot of ass, and then you got to get to the hole.
I'm not even. Nope. Not even gonna do this.
We know why you're not gonna do it, but you should, because I mean, hell, you've been talking about everything else. You might as well. Okay. I'm just saying. Dominique says, I don't care as long as he licks it and sticks the hole and makes it pop. I'm in heaven. Okay. All right. Now, y'all are really into these conversations. Let's see. Job, they like eating his ass for hours. My knees be tired. I'm not that young anymore, bitch. Listen, friend. Listen. Oh, my. Who kind of conversation did I stumble upon? Well, D, listen, the disclaimer was in. I mean, hey, it's teachable moment. I had this conversation yesterday, asshole placement. Yes, everybody's is different. Some, the space between their balls and their asshole is bigger than others.
Just give it a good 69 then. And everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
I mean,
that's true.
Second dick though.
Huh?
Well, you can eat the ass in 69 though. You
don't
necessarily got to.
You can, and they can eat your ass, and it can be a whole ass eating phase.
I'm trying to enjoy my moment.
And I'm trying to help you enjoy it. Listen to us.
It is not what you think in my mouth.
It is heavenly. It's a heavenly situation. Dominique says those legs start shaking, and then they think they did something. We be tired. Yeah, friend. Listen, I have. Listen, I'm not gonna stand up because I don't deserve to show the world what's going on below this chair. But I have thick thighs, and after a while, the thighs started shaking. So I'm not. It's not what you doing. It's the fact that these thighs are heavy as fuck. Like that's not. Let's just be honest.
You gotta get that arm and grip it from under, and then hold it back.
You talking about?
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, you talking about like this?
No, you talking about
that?
Okay. You talking about stuff for skinny people. This is not a skinny people leg.
Look, I can't help. I got a 34 waist. All right. I'm just saying.
And a deep arch, bitch. A deep.
Wow.
I'm trying to help.
I think the bed plays into it too. Like if you have like one of those headboards, like cause let me never mind. What's the next topic?
What you got? You got kids.
I was about to tell a whole lot of shit.
Do we need to do the uncut version of this? Because I feel like you could go harder, but you just won't. I mean, you being real holy, like.
I think it's because we have a guest.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
You being real holy, friend.
As you sit here talking about holes.
Yeah.
You being real holy.
You being real holy.
Oh man.
All right. Well, is there anything else that you want to say about the topic? Okay, all right, Gary. Is there any comment, anything you want to bring to the table for the group to discuss? We always like to give our guests some platform to talk about anything that might be on their mind in this situation, relating to sex or relationships. Do you want to throw something on the table for us to talk about?
No, I'm having a good time with y'all talking about it in general. Just there's nothing. I don't want to leave any tips or anything like that. But I think when it comes to sex, I think when it comes to sex, people should just be like open, to different things. Because because I know me, I can get bored easily. So it's like, let's do something. Let's make it exciting. Make sex exciting. That's what I'm gonna leave my final comment with.
My final thought.
Bring back exciting sex.
Something we talked about for the podcast this week.
What you got, Aaron?
So let's say that you have a partner, and your partner wants to explore something sexually you may have already explored, or something that you haven't explored, but you don't think that I don't know. Are you comfortable exploring things with your partner if they bring some things to the table to you that's out of your
comfort zone?
Comfort zone?
Yes.
Yeah, I am.
I shouldn't think of the words coming out of my mouth.
Gary, you said you are uncomfortable?
No, I said I'm asking it. Oh, are you talking to me?
No, I said Gary said that he was uncomfortable.
No, I'm comfortable, like with exploring outside of something. Yeah, I'm definitely comfortable with that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because if I don't like it, I don't like it, and I'll tell you. So.
What you got, Easy?
Whenever Gary wants, hold on. What I was trying to,
Okay.
My girl Green is in the chat. I know she's cracking up, but no. Hey Green. Anywho, I think with your partner or whoever you may be, experimenting with, I think it's the comfortability factor. Like I spoke about that. I was with someone who just made me feel comfortable to try new things, to want to do new things. Like I said, there are things that I told myself, in my 20s that I was never going to do. But with the right person, the right setting, like anything's up for grabs.
Yeah.
And make it, like I said, make it fun. Make it like Gary said, make it fun, make it enjoyable, and make it exciting again. So
I think that like sex in general kind of goes in waves, especially if you're in a relationship or if you're not. Even sometimes it goes in a wave pattern where you may do a lot of it at one point and then you just may chill for a while.
Right.
And so you do need that kind of boost to kind of take it over the edge for you to kind of think of it as enjoyable again, whatever that might be.
Yeah.
Someone's sexually liberated is a huge turn on. Let's try it and go from there. Absolutely.
I think I feel like that too. Like if my partner wants to try some things besides like destroying,
I know that too, Dominic.
That I'm fine. But I think that someone who keeps sex interesting for me would probably be somebody who's better for me.
True. Green says, "Hey, what's up? Hey, boo."
That's my work wife.
Hey, work wife. Easy, stop trying to take my new man. I can't. I can't deal. I'm not. Dominique says y'all should be nice and share. See, now y'all are fighting over the whole situation, but I know who's gonna win. That's what I do know. Joe says, okay, we can share. Gary, easy.
Well, I guess we all gonna have some fun. No, I'm just playing.
Listen. Y'all got the OnlyFans popping?
That goes back to the point I was saying. Like, if my partner is like honest with me, if you want to step outside, invite me first before you go. You know what I mean? Because you never know.
It's a conversation.
So,
it's a conversation. Some people may be open to that, and you don't know. But you, out of fear of hurting their feelings, or out of fear of what it looks like socially, people don't express those things, or they don't. And more often than not, I think Aaron can agree with this. There's a lot more people that are being more open than not, in my opinion.
Right.
I'm coming upon a lot of people that are like, yeah, we cool with it. Well, wait a minute. Well, what?
I mean,
When
that's
did that happen? You know,
in dating. Like that's the first question I ask people. I'm like, is this monogamous? Is this we having threesomes? Is this open? Like, what is it that we're doing? So that I'm walking into this knowing what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
So don't surprise me with doing nothing like that. That's why.
yeah.
With just little things, it bothers me because I'm like, you have an opportunity to see what you want, and you still lying.
Yeah.
Right. And then that goes back to our earlier topic about lying and telling the truth. You know,
Right.
Can you be honest about?
And I will say this though, I think in the beginning people are so afraid to be honest because, you know, even with my ex, we did that video last week, and we talked about that because when we first met, he was saying that, you know, he wanted to be monogamous because he was afraid that I wouldn't want to date him because I didn't care whatever one you gave me, just to be honest with me. But he was just afraid because he just thought that.
Sorry, Aaron. I didn't mean to start laughing. It's the comments. It's the comments.
No. But Joe, next week you need to be on here, or we going to block the comments.
Yeah, Joe, we're taking you out because you're taking over the show. But go ahead, Aaron. Finish your thought. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm just saying that. You know, I'm just saying I just wish people would be honest in the beginning. That way, it doesn't cause any problems when you're dating somebody.
Yeah. Now that's one thing that you said earlier, Dwayne, that I feel like comes in time or with age. You know what I mean? Like being honest. At this point in my life, I have so much going on. I have no time to be dishonest. And like being honest actually saves a lot of time. When you're honest about what you want, it saves so much time. And I'm such a person now who try to save my time because I barely like have it. So I'm like, let's just be honest and keep it moving. You know, either it is, it ain't, it's this or it's that. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. I think I agree with you, you know, in terms of my comment personally, like y'all, you know, you have to be able to be honest and be honest the first time so you don't have to go back and try to revisit, you know, or try to remember what you said and or did. It doesn't, you know, it just saves you a lot of time. You're absolutely right. And especially when you don't have a lot of time as is. If you got all that other stuff going on, the last thing you need is something else to infiltrate that and make it a whole situation for you. Agreed. Anything else, gentlemen? Anything else you want to post to the group? Because the comments are live.
Okay, the comments are live.
If you want to keep going.
Do they have anything that they wanted to talk about?
Okay, guys, if you
want to keep going.
Yeah, go ahead, Aaron.
So how do you feel? Like if let's say that
the work wife has spoken. She has said what she said. And what she said.
Just name
you better plug for your friend, work wife. You better plug for your friend. And the fan has come out. All right. So go ahead, Aaron. What you got?
So let's say that you guys are dating someone and they give you those options about being, you know, monogamous, having threesomes, or being open. And they tell you they want to be monogamous, but later on they may want to try something different. What is your response to that?
What? That's my response. You want to do what? I'm like, all right, let me see. No, let me see. But no, but that will probably be my initial response. Like, you want to do what? Okay, you know, and then kind of take it from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would, you know, here's the thing. I have been on both sides of the coin, right? I have been in situations where.
I want you to pay attention to that comment though, because it's real.
Go back.
So
you said
both. You've been in both situations. Go ahead, Zoe. Go ahead.
He has not been this distracted the entire time he's been on the show on Thursday nights.
You distracted? I distract you?
And everybody knows it.
And everybody knows it.
Oh man.
I'm trying to hold it together. All right.
Now I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna put you out there. Easy said though in the beginning when he found out she was a guest, he was like, "Oh, I'm about to shoot my shot." Like, he made it clear. I don't, So y'all can't be mad at him because he has the opportunity to shoot a shot and he got a good jump shot.
Okay.
So you let him.
You're not saying on here because remember we talked about that. We got off the line last.
I met Gary a long time ago. He probably doesn't even remember this. But I was so, and as outspoken as I am with everything that I do, I don't know why I got choked up when I first met him.
Oh, really?
And that was it. Like, and I even felt myself like, this isn't working out. Let me go.
Oh wow, where do we meet at? See, now I want to know.
So it was in DC. It was at some event. It wasn't nothing special or anything like that, but you were there. Yeah. And then they told me that last week you were going to be here, and I'm just like,
oh, that thank you.
Yeah. And then I'm
humbled by that. Huh?
I honestly forgot. It wasn't until today when I got tagged in the little post and I saw your picture, I was like, oh shit.
And the way just bringing people together.
I don't know why you get all excited about Gary.
Now, Aaron, you know. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm flattered. I'm humbled by that, for real.
I mean, it's called affairs of the heart for a reason. You know, we can start a little dating situation for the people that comes, you know. But no, I mean, it is what it is. You know, it happens. You know, people meet me and think I'm a rapist. You know, it just happens.
What?
You know?
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. But Aaron knows that's true.
Give us some background.
Most people don't know. Y'all have seen The Skinny, correct? By Patrick Ian Polk with Jesse Smollett, and I was the rapist in The Skinny along with Derek Briggs.
Were you? Oh my God!
Why did I never put that together?
When I first met Dwayne, I said,
"That's too funny." You are so right.
No, my name is Dwayne.
Right. You know, people will come up to me like, "Oh, you were the rapist." No, my name is Dwayne. Let's start there. You know, I'm not my character. I just did a great job, and y'all was mad, so I did my job. That's all that matters.
I still get Vincent from About Him, so I get it. I was like, man, y'all never gonna let me live down that show, but I get that About Him,
and that was around the same time. Was it? That was kind of close around the same time.
Within a year of each other. Yeah, because one of
my because Derek did that as well, didn't he? Didn't he do the?
Yeah. Oh wow!
Shout out to Derek Briggs. But hilarious because people can never detach you from your characters, especially in gay culture, because there's not a lot of movies or a lot of cultural things that we have, and people remember it. I'm getting a lot of rapist comments in the comments now.
That's all I'm laughing.
Back it up. We like to get racist. Ain't nothing wrong with a little way.
Ain't that wrong. But again, if you've seen The Skinny with Jesse Smollett and Anthony Burrell and those guys, I was the one that was confronted in the bathroom by Jesse and, you know, getting attacked because we needed to take a HIV test because we raped the dude. You know, but anyway,
now you have to make me go back and watch it now.
Please.
I'm gonna watch it tomorrow.
You know what? I'm gonna post a clip in the group. I'll post a YouTube clip of me and Derek taking the dude from the bar. I'll post it in there so you can see it. But yeah, it just is what it is. You know, rape is good sometimes. It is not. Don't rape nobody. Listen.
Okay.
Don't rape nobody. Don't do that.
We are not responsible.
No, we are not. Y'all not gonna say Affairs of the Heart said it was okay to go ahead and rape people. We're not doing that.
Okay.
All right. So anything else, Aaron? What was did we answer your question?
Okay.
I don't even remember because now I'm not trying to get raped. I don't know.
What was the question?
Right. Kessa said yes. In Langston's in New York, in Brooklyn, yes. The Langston club scene. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Wow.
What was about your partner asking you to do something spontaneous? I think was that.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, that was it. It was
Okay.
Like I said, if you have that open communication with your partner, you know, y'all should be able to do anything and everything. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. You move on to the next thing.
And communicate that you don't like it. Yeah, communicate that you don't like it.
That's the thing. People don't feel like it's okay for them not to like something. Like it's okay if you don't like something. You know what I mean? Like it's okay.
Exactly.
So
but I also think because you're in the business of pleasing the person that you're with, you don't want to make them feel awkward or feel bad if you don't like it or you don't care for it. So I think a lot of people do things out of the space for the other person when in reality you don't really care for it. So you should be upfront and honest about it because it's going to bother you every time that you do it until you say, hey, I don't like feathers. I don't like being handcuffed to the bed. I don't like, you have to be able to articulate those things.
Are you trying to say something?
That was personal. I don't like being handcuffed to the bed. I don't like feathers. That's just my personal.
I don't feel like I'm in the business of having to please my partner though. Like not like that. Like whatever you want.
So anything within reason is what you're saying.
Yeah, like
okay. I got you.
Job, shut up.
I'm done with Job.
Oh, I didn't see it. What is coming? Hold on.
Hang on. Some titles stick. I'm still the former first gentleman with an I'm not a fan.
That's how I met Job.
But people don't let us let that title down though at all. That first gentleman thing. They don't.
Oh yeah, that should be a whole separate episode in itself about us in church and how that.
Someone actually, when I was posting stuff on Twitter, they came to me like, I'm gonna expose you because you posted this on Twitter. I said, first of all, I don't even go to church anymore. Let's let this know.
Listen,
and I said, if you post it, make sure you tag all my social media so they can follow me after you post it.
Okay,
they were mad.
I've had to tell some people, you've really fallen out of the way and you're not doing what God has intended you to do. Let me tell you something. When God tells me that I'm not reaching people and I'm not connecting to people, then I'll take that into consideration. But when your opinion comes into matter, your opinion doesn't matter to me. It doesn't pay my bills and it doesn't hold any weight to who I am. So you take that and you tell it to whoever you want to tell. And make sure that they hear it very clear that came out of the horse's mouth. I don't care. We're having conversations. And again, I always say this when we have the podcast. We're having conversations that are open and honest and raw from the Black gay male perspective so that people coming up behind us won't make the same mistakes that we did, won't have the same STDs that we had, won't have the same experiences that we had. So we're having the conversation so that they can at least have somebody to go to have the real conversation. That's why we have Affairs of the Heart. And that's why we talk about what we talk about. And if you don't like it, you don't have to watch. Period, point blank. Now we're going to move on.
Okay. So, both the people in 2019, because that's when it was confusing. Because I'm like, even when I was married to the pastor, I still had I don't give a fuck attitude. So it wasn't like you was coming to me and saying anything to me that I would really be like, oh, let me stop talking like this, or let me take this down, something like that. Because I've always been the same way.
I would say the same thing to you. Like my social media, I never had like a whole like coming out thing. I just started talking about shit on Facebook and social media, and I never apologized for it. I have family and friends who definitely voice their opinions about it. But I mean, I just met them with the same shit that they be doing.
Right.
Like you out here with 3 different fathers, 3 different baby daddies. You can't talk to me about shit right now.
Exactly.
And not married to near one of them.
Yeah, you like. There's so many things that are going on in your own life, but yet you're worried about my life. Like, just accept it and move on. My mom is so cool about it. My mom is in our group.
Is she?
She's in the group.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna table. I'm gonna table. Let me take my pictures down and let me table some of the things I said in the group chat.
She saw them already.
My mother will. She would send me a message real quick, be like, "What's a pussy?" I'm like, "Oh Lord."
Thank God, my mom.
My mom.
But you know what, Yeah,
so
my mother will pop on here and she'll laugh and comment just like everybody else because she, and she doesn't stay the whole time, but she'll pop in just for the sake of the conversation. But she admits that she listens. My aunts and my cousins listen to our podcast, and they take the information and they have conversations about it every week. Like, well, we didn't know about this. We didn't take this into consideration. It's a learning experience for everybody. The other aspect,
most of the stuff is not about you. It's about me. So
okay,
right.
I'll tell my family, don't listen to this shit, please.
I think
I'm gonna say on this podcast has nothing. This is nothing for you to hear.
I think for me being and like Aaron, we followed each other for so freaking long.
Yeah.
And we've talked about everything. But my mom, I think it has given her insight on the things that I go through or have gone through, and seeing others comment, like she'll read other people's comments and everything, and she'll be like, I never knew, like, I lived a very sheltered life. I grew up on a farm in the country, very small. Like, we didn't talk about gay lifestyles or same-sex marriages or anything like that. It was never exposed to me, so I didn't learn about that stuff until I moved up to DC, and I was 21 when that happened. So I felt like I was a little bit behind, but being vocal on social media about some of the things that I don't know and the comments and the friends that I made, like, it has opened up her mind too. Like, she's got a little more insight on the things that we actually go through as Black gay men, and she's definitely come around.
Well, that's good.
I left Daniel's comment up here on purpose because Daniel and I went to college together. Daniel is a straight male, and he is here every Thursday in the comments and communicating. But he is, he's cool. Like, we've had, even after the last live we did, I reached out to him. I'm like, bro, thank you for, supporting. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for not being weird, and making it uncomfortable. And he was like, no, I legitimately enjoy the conversation. I legitimately enjoy being able to have the type of conversations with the people. So he said the last time I checked, someone's sexual orientation wasn't a matter of opinion. And I think that is extremely important because we're not asking for your validation. We're not asking for your acceptance. Right. We're not asking for you to affirm us in who we are. We are who we are, and we're going to be who we are, whether you like it or not. Mm-hmm. It is not a matter of your opinion. And for those people that say, I just don't, I don't condone it, I don't agree with it, we're not asking you to agree.
Yeah. That wasn't enough for
your agreement is not going to solidify who I am as a person. It's not going to validate me who I am as a person. So let's just be very clear.
That I don't agree with, because I'm good for that.
We need more people like him.
Let me tell you what I agree with. These comments are a mess. That's why I'm laughing through this whole thing. These comments are a mess.
Joe says his mother is his friend. And she can see his ass all over social media. We know, Joe. We know.
I want you to get to Dominic's comment though.
He grew up in
maybe.
First of all, the birthday talk was never even given to me. That's how.
This right took me out.
Yeah,
I bet forgot.
Yeah, that never happened.
You can throw me on a stack of hay, honey, in the pig's barn, honey, and let me have. Just listen.
Wow.
That's why I was laughing, because I'm seeing this stuff before you post it. These comments are amazing.
But yeah, I think, it's just a matter of accepting who you are as a person, and living in that, living your truth, live in who the people that are for you and the people that aren't for you. Tell them to kick rocks. That's just, it is what it is, whether it's family, friends, etc. They'll come around. They'll come around when it is what it is. Any last thoughts, guys? We've kept you for an hour and a half, literally.
I do want to have, my homegirl posted this the other day. This reminds me of a lot of stuff we talked about. But she said couples have dated for 10 years and then got married and divorced after a year. Strangers have fucked on the first date and now are celebrating the 15th year anniversary. Some get married after 6 months and are still happily married. There's no formula to this. Do whatever the fuck makes you happy.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
I agree with
Absolutely agree. I think society puts a lot of pressure on what you should and should not be doing, but society is fucked up as it is. So why would you have to believe, you have to believe what society tells you when they're not even following the formula.
Right.
Society's not even following the formula.
And then we just try to keep trying to follow a certain formula. Even I was saying how long me and that guy dated, it was like, well, it could be this certain this time frame. But for me, it's like I've seen this different stuff in my life. So my dating process is not going to be everybody else's dating process.
Yeah, when whether it's been 2 days or 2 months, you know what I mean? So, yeah, when you know.
And how they fuck it up is a whole different thing. But when you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I have a friend that I consider a brother, whom kind of did the same thing, but he got married in the course of a month to someone, and when all of us as his friends said, "Are you sure this is are you sure that you want to do this?"
Mm-hmm.
And his response was very much that, when you know. Yeah. And now he's going through a separation and divorce and what have you, and but the thing is, when you're friends, you're not gonna throw that in somebody's face. You were supportive of the situation when it started, and you be supportive when it ends. I'm not going to tell you I told you so. I'm going to just say, hey, you know what? Let's chalk it up to what it is, clean it up, let's move forward.
And maybe the problem is because Fantasia did it too, and she said, you got to let the man be the man of the household, and we just ain't doing that.
Whoa. Fantasia had a couple other things going on. Like, we not going
okay.
Leave Fanny alone. Leave Fanny alone.
I love me some Tasia. I love me some Tasia. She's in a wonderful relationship. It just seems like it's just working for her. Like, everything's just working.
But she ain't give us the information about if it's two men in the household. Then what?
You know what? I need you to stop.
Listen, we're gonna leave Fanny where she is. Jay asked a very, very, very interesting question. A relationship a statement rather. A relationship should be based on the people in the relationship, not the ones watching the relationship. This is also why people don't post their relationships on social media. It's not that you have anything to hide, but some people are not in the culture of publicizing everything that goes on within their relationship, because then they don't want to have to be pressed to have to answer the questions that follow if the situation doesn't work out.
Well, let me ask you a question. So if someone is if they are posting their relationship on social media, like celebrating it, are they responsible for posting the breakup of that?
That's a great question.
I'm not going to say they should post about the breakup, but you shouldn't be offended if people ask you about the breakup.
Right.
Because you invited everyone in to see this grow. Yeah. And if it's not there anymore, that's like anything. If it's our family and our friends, like, what the hell happened? Like, what's going on? What, like, everything good? Like, what happened? So you shouldn't be offended by the questions that come behind it.
So I want to say this. So a lot of this podcast for me is that because when me and my ex were together, we were posting our relationship all the time. People saw, what they thought looked good for them or whatever. And actually, when we broke up, I did post about the breakup, but it was the bad part of our relationship. But my thing was I wanted to post how to date after that. Because for me, I had never dated before him. And we got together so fast, like, I really don't feel like I even dated. So I really want to be like, you know what, because I did post that stuff, let's post about actually dating and what it looks like to date someone, get to know somebody. So like that, because we do have a younger generation that we talk about all the time, that's about sex education, but we don't even have anything about dating and what that looks like for our younger generation. And someone in our group 2 days ago was saying, and I want you guys to answer this too. What does the older generation have to say to the younger generation about dating and what that looks like for us? Like, what advice could you give them?
Who do you want to go to first, Aaron?
We can just work around. So we start with Easy, then to Gary, and then to you.
So what advice I could give a younger generation?
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, you have a different perspective because you haven't dated. So it gives different things because I've been married. You've never dated. Dwayne's in a relationship. Gary, you're single, right?
Mm-hmm. But you remember I was engaged though, so
yeah.
I think if I had any advice to give to anyone who's dating, especially the younger generation, go in with open arms, open heart, open mind, and don't take it personal if it doesn't turn out the way you want it to turn out.
Yeah.
Because dating is something. It's like an interview.
Yeah.
You know, it's very much like an interview. You're giving that person your best self. And I know I spoke on a past show where I told you about a date I went on. I want to give you the best representation of myself. And through conversations, I listened to the things that were going on, and I catered our first date around that. You know, like he was in the Navy, so I took him. We were on the Navy Yard. We had a picnic. I knew some of his favorite foods because we talked about it. So I had that stuff brought together for a picnic. I knew his favorite drink, so I had the gin ready there, already, bottled up and ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
We had talked about music prior to the date, so I had a little playlist going on. Like I want you to know that I'm invested and I'm trying to get to know you. Whether we become sexual, romantic, or it just fizzles out, I want you to know I genuinely want to get to know you, and I want you to get to know me. So if it doesn't turn out the way I expected it, at the end of the day, I know I gave my all, and that's all that really matters. I can't be mad or feel a certain type of way. He missed out, so now I have more time to focus on Gary. So
Pew, 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 pew.
Okay.
Shot fired. I love you shooting the shot. Be consistent. Gary.
I would say
No.
I would say. Oh, you want to go
to Gary and then go to you, then to
me.
me.
Okay.
Oh, we're doing zigzag.
Okay. Because it's different from your screen. Yeah.
I would just say be honest, always be yourself, like so you're not trying to be anybody else but you, and then take it slow. Like I mean, for me, like I prefer courting, you know what I mean? Like I like that type of thing. I'm not the type of person that's kind of like rushing into things based on past relationships. I take things a little bit slower. A lot of times in our lifestyle, guys don't want to do that. But I would just say like take the time to get to know people, who they are, and just see if it's great for you. Does it work for you? And just be honest and communicate. That's literally the two main things: honesty and communication. Because if you're honest with me and you're communicating, then we can get through anything. And be willing to put in the work, because a lot of people are not willing to put in work. Once that first argument hit or that disagreement hit, then bitch, I'm out the doubt. But it shouldn't be like that. You know what I mean? Take the time to find out.
I'm sorry. What was that? What was that again? Do it again.
It was good. It was really good what you said.
I forgot what I said.
Bitch, I'm out the dough. Right?
Yeah, that was good.
Bitch, I'm out the doubt. Yeah,
right.
Take the time, because like you have to realize, as gay men, like we're all unpacking so many different things from our childhood, from past experiences with people, from past relationships, and being gay, being black, it's so many things that we go through as black men. Like I feel like we need to be a little bit more patient with each other and try to find some understanding. So yeah, that's my thing. Like be understanding, be kind, be honest, and communicate. Did I bore you?
No.
He's like, I ain't got time to communicate. I don't have time to be honest.
I wasn't bored. I wasn't bored, but I was tired.
Take them fucking drawers off. No, I'm playing.
I wasn't bored. I was just a little tired. I'm just playing.
You have to excuse Aaron, because his freak Twitter page is back up at it, so he has an obligation to the freak Twitter family. So he's still trying to keep his situation intact, honey. He's back on the scene, honey. What did Maya say? She back on the prowl, honey. She is ready. She is ready for a situation. My advice, I think, is I agree with Gary, and I think that you should also have a mystery about yourself. Don't if you're dating one person, date that person. It doesn't need to be public. I think, for us coming into a social media age where everything is on social media and I show you whatever I want to show you and I'm taking pictures of everything, still have some mystery about yourself when you're dating. Take the time to get to know the person that you're interested in. Take the time to know, like, Easy said, know what their favorite foods are, know what the things that they like to drink, know the things that they like to do, so that you can cultivate the relationship and for it to have a firm foundation. If you don't have a firm foundation, you can't build anything on anything, period. So you have to be able to have a firm foundation to then build from there. And that foundation just consists of you getting to know that person and genuinely getting to know that person. Because, everybody wants to do it for social media. Everybody wants to do it for Instagram. I want to post the pictures of us holding hands. I want to post the pictures of us on vacation. I want to post the pictures of us, doing all these other things. But at the end of the day, none of that really matters. Because when the shit hits the fan and you're faced with each other, like in being, stuck in the house in COVID, and you're in a relationship that you don't really know each other, and you're forced to have to get to know each other at this point, that's what you have to rely on. Right. So all of those things, all of that work that you're putting in the beginning actually matters when the shit hits the fan.
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
So I just want to say, like, just don't have any expectations when you go into it, because I think that if you go into dating someone, your expectations can get in the way. As I said, when my first relationship, we got together in 3 days, and it was we had a lot of bad days. We had a lot of good days. And I always said to people, like, I would always say, judge a person by their heart and not by their words. Because a lot of times people have been through so many traumatizing things, and they don't really know how to express how they feel or express to you love in a way you actually want to see love from. I would say learn your love languages. And I will also say learn your apology love language as well, because that's very important. To me, I just feel like even with my new situation, I want to go into it not expecting anything, but getting something out of it. And when the guy posted, I said, listen to our stories. Listen to the stuff that the older guys are telling you, or you see that they were posting on social media, because these are lessons for you to learn. We've been through a lot of things, and we've been through stuff where we weren't supposed to be dating, because that's what they told us. We've been to the point where we were able to get married, and everybody got married, and was supposed to be married, and now we're here. So we've been through a lot of different processes, and that's why I say listen to our stories and things we've been through, and learn from that.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's go to some comments really quickly, and we'll wrap it up, because we have kept you guys way over time.
My phone about to die. It's getting dark outside. You know what I'm saying? I'm out of my drink. No, I'm playing.
Ken says, take your time, be honest, share your feelings, good, bad, indifferent, be yourself. Mm-hmm. Jay says, are people really dating these days, or are they looking for someone that will begin jealousy out of these who are see them together? That's why a lot of them don't work. You don't know each other about each other. That's true. We mentioned that in terms of foundation. Mm-hmm. The Navy Yard, yes, I miss DC. Dating advice for younger generation: don't allow the trauma or desire to drive you into the wrong arms of someone that will take advantage of you. That's good advice, Mark. Yeah. That's very much good advice. Don't allow your traumas or your desires to drive you into the wrong arms. I think that was for you, Easy. That was for you. That was for you, Easy.
I'm not mad about it. I feel like I just dodged a bullet.
That childhood trauma while you're still a child. Let's see. Joe says, my advice to the young bottoms of the world would be learn how to fleet, and that spit alone isn't always good lube on latex condoms. Thank you, Joe, for your advice. We appreciate it. Take the fucking James says, take the fucking drawers off. Yes, Dwayne, that's some good advice. Let's get to some other last minute comments. Somebody else said that's great. Dating advice for a younger generation. Let's see. Have a thoughtful relationship with yourself, or thorough relationship with yourself first before you choose to date and give your energy to someone else. That is very good advice.
That's the key.
Because some people don't know anything about themselves.
And
judge them both by it.
Add anything, know your worth too.
Yeah.
I remember when I was talking to a guy, his mom told me, she was like, "You're not worth my child." Like, she was like, she straight up told me, she was like, she's like, "You're too good for him." She's like, "You need to know your worth and add the tax." I'll never forget that. She said, "Know your worth."
Rushing into things and get the people to take the time. That is good. Know your worth and add the tax. That's good advice, especially for somebody's mama.
The comment before that was learn people's patterns. Is that what it was?
For Daniel, yes, patterns of behavior.
For me, that's a really big thing for me because people's patterns really show you who they are. And like even with this situation, I called you out and I talked about some things, but the pattern just kept on happening. And so for me, I'm always paying attention to your patterns and things that you're doing and that you're saying, and does it all add up. So that's a really good one for me, patterns of behavior.
And lastly, this bit is why bottoms assholes be looking like Mortal Kombat wounds. All right. So
that'll get you kicked out the house.
Listen,
I don't know about that. I like a pretty ass. You gotta have a pretty ass.
I'm offended by this comment.
Pretty ass and pretty toes.
Gary said he liked pretty ass and pretty toes. Easy. He liked pretty ass and pretty toes. I'm just trying to relay the message that Gary has said.
Look.
Okay. So, Gary, where can everybody find you?
At Gary Lavard on everything. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. That's all I got. So if you see me on other platforms, that ain't me.
What's going on with your show?
Oh, it was just
I know you did the season finale.
Yeah. You talking about my life?
Yeah.
It was just accepted into another film festival, so the NYC Web Fest, and then we're nominated for 3 awards. I'm nominated for Best Actor. Hey, no, I'm playing.
Congratulations.
But so is there season 2 coming?
Yeah, we're gonna film it. We were supposed to film it months ago, but with all this happening, we couldn't. So we'll begin filming hopefully next month.
That's the one that you came to the radio station on too, right?
Was it? I'll be doing so much stuff, man.
I know. That's why I can't remember. When Dwayne was like, "Well, what have you done?" I'm like, Gary does so much stuff. I can't really name everything. I just remember about him, and I remember Honest Man, and I remember that you came on to the radio station on my show for something, but I don't remember if it was that or not.
Was it my show? Was it Cartoons? The show that I produced? Yeah.
It was the car thing.
Yeah. People want me to do that. I may do a second season of that. I'm not sure. We'll see. Okay. I've been. So I work behind the scenes too. So that's been kind of like keeping me busy. I'm working for like HBO and doing like their whole Max thing now. So it's like that's been keeping me super, super busy. But I'm gonna get back into it. More content.
I told them, I was like, you come on and tell them everything that you do because I know some things you've done. But I'm pretty sure you've done a lot more than what I know. Yeah. Just follow me. Well, you do. But Dwayne, I'm gonna follow you back. I saw your.
I added you. Yeah. But tell everybody one more time where they can find you.
At Gary Lavard, GaryLav as in Victor, ARD.
All right, easy. Where can everybody find you?
Where can
everyone's following me already.
I mean, it might be new people on there. You never know.
On Twitter, I'm Easy Said Easy Done. Facebook, I'm Eric Darnell, or you can type in Easy Said Easy Done. That'll work too. What else? Instagram is Easy123. I've already DM'd Gary on both sites, so yeah, see, boom.
Look,
I DM him and I DM him on IG. So yeah.
And someone asked in the comments, what's the group we're talking about? It's Easy Say Easy Done, right?
Yes. And if you hit up Aaron is now the moderator of the group. Aaron can definitely add you into the group. It's a good time. They cut up a lot.
What is this group? Where is it at?
It's a Facebook group.
Read
Okay.
his name. That's what it is.
Okay. Aaron, I'll hit you up after this and get a.
Yes. Or if you want, I can just add you right now. Go ahead and add him right there.
All right, Aaron, where can everybody find you and your company?
Well, I mean, you can find me at this name that's right here, SoDebNair. That's on all social media. You can Google it. I'm there. Find me on anything at that name is DebNair with no O. Also, you can, if you need website graphics, aklcreations.com. And also find me at the Affairs of the Heart podcast every Wednesday or Thursday.
All right.
Oh, sorry, I got excited. And I'm your boy DQ. You can find me at Dwayne Q on Instagram and on Facebook. And you can also follow my multimedia production and event management company called Swank Arts and Entertainment under swankartsent.com or Swank Arts ENT on Instagram. Again, thank you, gentlemen, for another amazing episode of Affairs of the Heart Live. Make sure you tune in next Wednesday or Thursday for the actual podcast, and then join us here.
Make sure you guys also check out the actual podcast because we did release a new podcast today, and so make sure you guys checking that out. Also, go to theaffairsoftheheartpodcast.com. We do whatever I have going on, the way has going on as a team. Follow us on social media at The Affairs of the Heart on Instagram, Affairs of the Heart on Facebook, and AOTH podcast on Twitter.
And great podcast, by the way. Like I've told you that when you first. I follow it on Spotify, but I always listen on Spotify, guys. Y'all add it on Spotify and follow them. It's great. But I told you that from jump. So yeah, great job.
Well, we appreciate it. Again, make sure you join us here next Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Affairs of the Heart podcast live. That is the end of our broadcast, guys. See you later.
See ya. Bye, Easy.
Bye, Gary.